Hey kids, and welcome to the show. Today, I'm going to be talking about my dad. I didn't know my dad very well, he wasn't around. And as you guys know, I'm writing a book about being a dad. And this whole channel is about being a dad. The problem is, often I don't have that role model. And what I think a good dad is an expectation. And one that's almost impossible to achieve. So being a dad to me is is this glorified image of what a dad can be. Give me a second. I'm trying to break this one down because yesterday I realized that I forgot my dad. It was a really tough day and a lot of tears. Because when I pray deeply and I really dive deep into my spirituality. And this weekend has been tough because I was supposed to be performing at the National Catholic Youth Conference, and for various reasons, I'm not. And those reasons aren't important. They're reasons that I chose, and yeah, it's my responsibility. But that got me to praying and thinking about sacrifices and how I can be a great dad through this time of sadness. And I said, well, I just have to think about my dad. And I realized that I didn't remember what he looked like. And, there's some photos out there. So then I just started thinking and trying to remember him. And it just wasn't there. So I know that he had been arrested several times. So I started going through mugshots in New Orleans, because I was like, maybe I can find a mugshot. I just want a picture of my dad, just one picture, because I don't have a picture of my dad with him by himself. Um, I have pictures I've seen pictures of my dad, one with me in it, and one with him kind of in the background, and my mom's wedding photos, but I don't have a picture of my dad. I just don't. And I have a photographic memory, or used to. The it's hard to find the film these days, and still film. But I can remember details that most people would completely miss. And as I sat and I talked to Rachel yesterday, Rachel's my wife, for those of you who don't know, and she said, maybe you need to talk to your mom because your mom can help you find this memory. And I said, it's not the memory, it's I couldn't pick my dad out of a lineup. I mean, I'd have to search. I don't know what he looks like. So then I started thinking about all the times I saw my dad. And I realized the reason I don't know what my dad looks like is because I never looked him in the eyes. Ever. I can remember every person from my childhood. I have fond memories of most people. And I have bad memories. But in every memory, I can see people. But in no memory of my dad can I see his face. I can't see his face because I never looked my dad in the eye. I look people in the eye because I have a pretty good BS meter. And I know when people are lying to me or being deceitful, and I just don't tolerate it. I separate myself from those people. But I also know when I look into someone's eyes if they're just in pain. I can see that. And there's a difference between anger and pain, and there's a difference between just all those emotions. But it breaks my heart that now at 44 years old, I've realized that I never looked my dad in the eye. I was on the river last week, for Veterans Day. And as I looked into the river, I saw the browns and the greens and the blues. And I thought of my wife's eyes. They look just like it. I've got a picture right here. When I call upon the memories of my friends, I see their eyes. And now I've come to the realization that I never knew my dad. I can describe perfectly the floorboard of his car when he came to pick me up and we went off, and I can describe his hands because I remember a conversation we were having, and he used his hands a lot like I do, and I remember seeing his hands. I remember playing outside of his apartment building with this little transformer Inferno. I know that because he's right here. Things connect us to people and memories, and sometimes those memories are wonderful. And then when you dig into those memories, you realize that I was a kid with a toy hanging out with a stranger. And don't get me wrong, I love my dad. I do. There's a connection there that will always be. But I thank God every day for my Uncle Capullo, who taught me how to ride a bike. My Uncle Randy, who inspired me to build a house myself. My Uncle Johnny, who showed me what it was to really love God. My Uncle Jerry, who taught me about working hard. And my Uncle Fellow, who taught me how to love his wife. And my grandpa, who had beautiful eyes. And I can still smell him today. I'm lucky. I'm really lucky. So if you're a dad, look your kids in the eyes and make sure that when they remember you, it's you that they're remembering and not a plastic toy. Until next time, work hard, be kind, and have fun.